All right. This is just a response to Dan Goeckl. I believe I pronounced your name right. I'm sorry if I didn't. We did the same question, and we're talking about Pete Rose and Ron Artest, Jermaine O'Neal, and I was just looking at your what you published, and I think that's definitely that's just your opinion. I guess we'll have to agree to disagree. You were saying that you couldn't compare gambling to going into the stands, and what's funny is I kind of argue that just the opposite, and at least for me, I feel that I know you. I don't know if you've ever played sports. You probably did. Maybe you played sports at a high level, but it just seems that if you're laying down laying down, somebody throws beer. I mean, throwing beer, or I don't know if you've ever been spit on, but that's just kind of along those lines. Throwing beer on somebody, spitting on them, putting your hands on me. He's laying down. He's not messing with anybody. Again, definitely shouldn't go into the stands. But I know you said it changed the game. I don't know necessarily if it changed the game. It may have changed how people, fans, how their behavior, how fans are viewed to a certain extent as well. We already knew Ron Artest for all practical purposes was a little off, but I don't think it necessarily changed the game. That's just my opinion. I think what Pete Rose did changed the game. I think that the fact that he was just shunned, and nobody even wants to deal with Pete Rose. Just looking at how the perception of the public, how they view both incidents. Pete Rose, they don't even want him to commentate or do anything even with baseball. So I think that what he did is deemed worse because he stained the integrity of baseball, like you even said. He scarred baseball. People were, he bet on, like I said, I think you said he bet on his own team, but is that all he bet on? And again, and I think you made a great point about there being an arbitrator and there being someone to more or less hear the case so he could have a fair case. And I think that never was done. And I think I kind of expressed some things about that in my video as well, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. I just believe that Pete Rose's actions to me were worse. Did he hurt anybody? Did he physically hurt anybody? I'm talking about hurting the game of baseball. Did what Pete Rose did? Was his actions worse in terms of how they hurt the game? Were they worse than what Jermaine O'Neal and Ron Artest did to the game? Of course. I mean, because we can name several instances where there's been fights, NHL. Fights in basketball that didn't hurt the game. Michael Jordan got in fights, and there have been many of melees in basketball, so that didn't hurt the game. Now, that was the first of its kind. There being fans involved, but I don't think it hurt the game of basketball. I think what Pete did, it exposed the game, and it really hurt. He hurt the game. Now, I think you compare what Pete Rose did to what the official did by him betting on games. I think that is on line with each other. But I think Pete Rose, what he did to baseball is just, you can't even put that in the same category as what you can put Ron Artest and John Rocker and Jermaine O'Neal. My personal opinion, though. All right.